Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Foundry Reviews. Today, it is I, Sly, accompanied by Johnny Boy, for another episode of The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 4, Day 1. How we doing, bud?
We are doing pretty good. We're back with another review. Super excited to be here with you, man.
Man, I feel that. I'm feeling that.
Yeah, we're finally back with doing another episode. And looking back on it, before we dive right into it, I have a decent memory of it. I think it seems like I'm fond. I'm fond of it. Thinking about it right now. I saw this maybe a month ago. How long ago did you see this?
30 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, okay. So it's a lot more recent in your memory.
Oh, yeah. It's fresh in my brain. I'd like to get it out.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. The ending's kind of cringe as well.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, Jesus. The funny thing about this episode, I'm really surprised that she hit me with the whole "Take on Me" song, the entire song, sang the entire fucking song.
I wanted to forget about that.
I didn't mind it, but I like it.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is my issue with the episode as a whole, not even the performance, is all of Ellie's scenes
It's hard.
are too drawn out.
Yeah, it's very hard.
They need to be condensed a little bit more. I'm not saying she's not a priority. She's the main character. But man, they need to cut some shit out.
Yeah.
That was one scene. I can let it slide. You're right. It's a whole performance. It's kind of a nice little separation in the action. But damn.
Well, it feels like it's supposed to be like a drawn out scene to emphasize her relationship with Joel, but they kind of didn't really go hard on her and him on the guitar yet, so I feel like that really wasn't necessary.
Yeah, they glossed over it. That connection isn't even there. And I made it far enough in the game that I remember the scenes with the guitar. But I'm like, oh, okay. But now it's just like, oh, she picked up this instrument, and okay.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done it way later on or something like that, but they're actually trying to rush through this fucking, this season quite fast, because in the game, there are quite a bit of flashbacks between Last of Us 1 and the beginning of Part 2, of course, when she's younger and whatnot, and their relationship is a lot, it's not rocky or on bad terms or anything like that. There's a way less resentment as well, so, there are a lot of good vibes and stuff like that, and good, little flashback moments with her and Joel that you can look fondly on. Her and him and the guitar, kind of thing like that.
Yeah, the guitar, the astronaut stuff, that stuff I remember, and I appreciated those scenes.
Yeah. And so, so if they're gonna do, flashback stuff, they maybe should have hit us with some of the flashback stuff to kind of show us, why it means something, I guess. And it just felt odd and awkward. A lot of the scenes that she's one-on-one with the character feels extremely awkward when it's hey, you have to act one-on-one with this person, and it just doesn't gel well, again, with the writing and all that stuff like that, it's just more than her at this point. It's not great writing. It's a lot of just a lot of fucking just mad bullshit that we're watching, unfortunately.
For real. Yeah, no, it's very unsettling. It's just you're watching an uncomfortable and awkward interaction unfold anytime it's her and someone else.
Yeah, it's just no fucking chemistry at all, man. At all. It's a damn shame. I just don't know. I don't know why they have this actress. You were complaining before that we were missing out on a couple characters that are supposed to be quite important.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, you said we're halfway through the season at this point by episode 4. We haven't seen Tommy, and I don't know where the hell Abby went after she bashed in our boy's brains. So I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Ugh.
Yeah, those characters don't matter. All that matters is her and Dina making out and making love.
That whole ending scene, I actually audibly crashed out in the car when I was watching it. I was just looking at it and I was like, I'm immune. I'm pregnant. It starts scissoring intensely. I'm like, what the fuck is this writing? I wanted to ask you, did this shit happen in the game?
I don't think so.
Good.
I don't remember.
Oh my god, horrible. I was like, whoever the writer or the director was, what part of that was like, oh yeah, this is emotionally charged. This is a great way to like break up this like suspense or tension. Just it made no sense. I was like, you made less of the infection that way. You made less of the pregnancy that way, and it was just weird. Ugh.
Yeah, no bueno there. Well, the one thing about the episode that I did enjoy, there's a part of the game where they kind of throw you in there, and it's like, hey, you got to survive these wolves, and you're on their territory, watch out. But there's also a mix of clickers or the infected little fungus guys walking around. So I remember like of there's giant red neon lights everywhere and stuff like that, and they did that like exactly like they perfected and matched the scene from the video game like almost like a 1-for-1 scale, you know, which is like pretty impressive for them to do, because it's like weirdly they're like sticking not even like source material, it's like a scene from the video game that must have like maybe Neil really enjoyed that he wanted to have in the show as well, which is kind of cool. So it's like I remember trying to play it, it's like, here's what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get them to fight each other type of thing like that, you know. It's where like I'm gonna bait the infected to attack the wolves kind of thing like that, you know. It's where it's just like it's a war that no one can win, you know, like it's just a fucking slaughter, like there's no winning in there, it's only survival kind of thing like that. And I kind of liked that that aspect of it, or like that that's the moral of the story, that like no one is going to win, that it's just a fucking say bloody like little just a slaughter, like there's no one going to come out on top out of it, there's only going to be deaths and kind of destruction kind of thing like that. And that's what I liked about that. The kind of the chase was kind of intense. I like seeing zombies in the show. I mean, some people regard it as a zombie show. I don't know how accurate that is, but I like it, you know. Zombies are pretty fucking cool. So when they have it in the show, I'm a big fan. I try not to complain whenever I have zombies in The Last of Us, the zombie TV show, you know. I enjoyed some of that. There's some close-up scenes with Ellie and Dina trying to problem solve a little bit, and sometimes they just come across as idiots. And a lot of the time, I don't know why, but Ellie is written really dumb. Like, she's just a
she's very unintelligent.
Yeah, she's just a very dumb person, you know? And I don't know why, and I feel like Dina kind of treats her like she's fucking dumb, too. And it's like, she has been quite independent most of her life, you know? And trying to survive, and not trusting people, and doing things herself because no one, like, can be there for her properly, kind of thing like that. And even Joel, who she, like, gave everything to, ended up lying to her about something fucking massive, you know? So, like, it's such a weird, like, here is this character written this way, but all these things that happen in her life, and yet she acts completely different way. It's like, why are we acting like this when this is, like, we had character development, we had character build-up, they should be acting a certain way because of these issues, but it's just like, it's like Marvel Quip syndrome, you know, where it has to like lighten the load and the intensity and stuff like that. And that's a big thing with The Last of Us Part 2, is that game is so fucking like just, it's intense, and there's not a moment of like unveiling any stress there. Like, it's just a heavy load on your shoulders, and it's very serious because it's darker tones for sure. You know, it's very dark tones. It's a fucking violent game. It's a very violent game.
That was one of the things that, even though I never got to play it, I remember seeing all these edits of it. I was like, man, this game is visceral. You can do some minging things, and the attention to detail is amazing.
Yeah, like just with the shotgun to the leg, and then they fall down on the ground, use them as cover, headshot the next people. And like, what's insane about it too, it's like you'll have a random character you're gonna kill, a wolf will be like, no, Jeremy! Like, that's her boyfriend. You just killed her boyfriend named Jeremy, and she's terrified because of it. You know? Like, that shit's cool, man. Like, it's a fucking dark video game, you know, about murder and about fucking vengeance and slaughter. That's what that game is about. And they fucking just really lighten the load. And that's cool, I guess. It's just not really what I'm expecting. And it's like this is happens months afterwards, so maybe she's gonna be less angry. And
It feels like the
because of
show's
Joel.
really like softened up that story, which is crazy because I'm like, it was already like a pretty tame story. Like, I don't think you doing, especially where like an opening scene, you got a dude fragging a bunch of people in a fucking van.
Yeah, we did.
You know?
Yeah, and then we're gonna go like, oh, I'm pregnant. You know?
Yeah, I'm like, how are you gonna go from that? Yeah, we kind of glossed over Sarge, fucking Isaac.
Yeah, I was gonna
Isaac,
talk
my
about
man,
that
dude, get that
after.
man a fucking Oscar award. That dude carried the entire fucking episode.
Yeah, he's
between
lovely.
his self-obsessed sous chef rant with the fucking Maviel saucepan, and then the fucking his actions for what you were confirming it was Fedra, and that was before they became the WLF. Damn, shit was cool, man.
Yeah, it's violent, you know, like it's a dark fucking tone show, and they even confirmed it too because he's a fucking jaded Sarge even in the Fedra days because everyone's like, yeah, oh, stupid fucking voters. He's like, we call them voters because we took their rights away. You know, it's like that's pretty fucking dark to be taking people's rights away, you know, and then the people in charge who are in in place of power are mocking them for it, you know, like that's pretty fucking dark, you know, just to say, like, it is a dark TV show, maybe start acting like it.
Yeah, there was such a massive code switch from that scene to when Ellie and Dina came back on. I was like, man, I feel like I'm watching. It reminded me of, you remember that first season, the episode where Ellie's a little girl with her friend?
Yeah,
That's
they
how
go
it
to the
felt.
they go to the mall.
Yeah, the mall trip. It just felt so like weird and whimsical, but like depressing because it's empty, and you've just got these two people that are just, I don't know, they're in La La Land, so to speak, and I don't care for it.
Yeah, it feels very out of place. Like they don't
disconnected
have a spot for
almost.
it. Yeah, it's like I'd rather explore this version of The Last of Us that Isaac is showcasing. Like that universe and that story
100%.
seems way more interesting than whatever the fuck Ellie has going on. Because like
I would have taken a whole episode of just that and what's going on with the Seraphites.
Yeah.
100%.
It's really weird too because it's like this is kind of the importance of getting revenge for Joel has fucking dropped off and diminished immensely, like quite a bit here. Like,
I forgot this entire episode why they were in Seattle. To be dead on it.
Yep, to find Abby and shit like that, you know. That's the goal apparently, is to find Abby, and so it's day one right now, and then I believe they're in Seattle for multiple days. Then at some point it's going to cut to Abby's POV, and then it goes through all the days again, and you get to see her POV and whatnot. So.
Stupid.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that's going to be the second season because I believe they said the lead for the second season is going to be the Abby character, which is hilarious.
Wait, you're telling me this season they're not going to wrap up the whole story of Last of Us 2?
No, this Last of Us Part 2 is going to be 2 seasons.
That's so
I believe
stupid.
they said that a while ago.
Why would you have condensed that first season when you could have actually made it so much better if you took your time? But then the second one, you're like, oh yeah, let me give it its unnecessary bits for like 40 minutes of Ellie and Dina dialogue that nobody asked. What the fuck, bro?
You know what's actually really funny and kind of fucking dumb? Like this show is trying to shoot itself in the foot, I swear to God. So you said like, oh, this doesn't have a lot of Abby in it. So they have 2 seasons of this show, make you hate this character who kills the main character of the first season, and they barely show her in season 1, and then they're gonna be like, yeah, she's gonna be the lead for season 3. How much of that percentage of the fucking viewers of season 1 do you think is going to be on season 3 by the time that comes around?
I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna review season 3 with the way this is headed. I'm dead on. I'm not gonna review season. Way this
we gotta happen. It's gotta happen.
They're willing to say that they're like, oh yeah, because you're right. Your entire viewership is gonna drop off. Half the people that watch this show to begin with were like, oh my god, I love Pedro Pascal, and that got ripped right under their feet. And then they're like, oh well, you know what? I could stomach it if we get a little bit of payback. And then you hear, oh shit, no, the antagonist is gonna be the main lead. What?
Yep.
No.
That's what the main thing was. Why people did not want to play The Last of Us Part 2, because like we don't want to play as Abby. He killed our man. Like Joel was our man.
Red Dead 2, and then you take over as Micah Bell.
It wouldn't be
Can you
very
imagine
fun.
if that happened? Yeah, it'd be fun as fuck. But like, wouldn't you be like so dissatisfied because you'd be like, bro,
Yeah, I would
what
be.
the
I would be
fuck?
very disappointed. I would not want to. I would not want to play it. You know.
I'd be bothered. I'd be like, wait, why? Like, just why? How could you do that? You took someone that like there's an emotional connection to. You've built up this character. You built up this relationship, and sure, you take it away, but then you deviate from what's remaining of it too. It's like you forget about it altogether. Why waste that time? And now I'm worried because I know that from what I've heard about the game, Tommy's like the king of crash outs and has like that Tommy Miller vibe where he just starts going on a hunt.
Yeah, he channels that shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, where the fuck is he?
Dude,
Where is he?
after watching this second season, I'm like, damn, the game ain't that fucking bad, dude. Like, it ain't. It's not.
I'm about to go download that shit right now. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
You'll play it and you're like, this shit fire, man. Like this fucking
Probably,
show.
yeah.
In comparison, you know, like I said, like
Dead honest.
I don't hate the second game. There's just a lot of creative decisions that I don't agree with, you know. But hey, ain't my fucking story. Joel is I'm not a Last of Us fan, you know. Like I'm not one of those ride or dies like who was waiting a decade for the sequel to come out, you know. I played the first game a year before 2 came out. You know, I played it like in 2020 or something like that, you know, for the very first time. I always enjoy the story. I think The Last of Us Part 1 has one of the most like intense prologues for a story game ever, you know?
Hell yeah. Oh my god, shit's overwhelming.
Yeah, as fuck. And I feel like that you could be into video games or not into video games at all, and it's still going to do something for you and affect you emotionally, you know? It's quite good, I think.
I thought so. But you brought up a good point that, you know, that feeling of not needing to wait 10 years for a sequel. Some games have that effect. I mean, look at Bloodborne. That sequel ain't coming. But do we still love the shit out of that game? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's enough.
Well, I guess we mentioned oh yeah, Josh Peck was in this episode for some reason.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yep, that was really interesting.
Picky.
Very very weird. It was kind of cool seeing like him defecting from Fedra and kind of switching to I guess kind of creating with the wolves and shit. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. That was.
And the game, they actually do a lot of exploring through the streets of Seattle, and you can see like a lot of Fedra outposts and whatnot. And they do a lot of world building with like how Seattle was always a war zone, and people were always fighting just in different points in time and with different people. You know, there's just always side A and side B, whether it be civilians.
Just always like a power struggle.
Yeah, constantly. It just doesn't matter who, just with taking up different flags kind of thing. That's how it really seemed. It's seemed like kind of a sad state of affairs, too. I think that there's just always going to be a war going off. It just doesn't matter who's in charge, kind of thing. Which I like it, you know. Like they do some decent stuff like that, you know. But then we have the ending of this episode, which was quite lame. It's just Ellie's such a fucking lame. She's so fucking lame in the show, man.
I'm having a hard time with her, and Dina can't make water. Yeah, you know, can't make wine out of water with that, dude. It's just tough.
They're both having trouble, man. They're both giving some fucking awful lines. And again, dude, if I was Bella Ramsey, I'd be like, why do you gotta fucking write me like a fucking idiot? Like I'm going around asking for baby Ruths and shit. People are already making those jokes and stuff, but you gotta make her seem like a fucking like an idiot. You know? She's not dumb. She's not a dumb character. She shouldn't be dumb. She's a fucking smartass. You know?
She was a witty ass little pain in my ass in the first game, dude.
She tried to come across that way in season 1. It was annoying, you know, but like still, that was her character.
And they ditched that.
Yep. And I don't know why. It's just like over comedic effect. She's just dumb. I don't get it. I don't get why they want her to be dumb when I don't think she's supposed to be. I feel like she's supposed to be kind of like, even in the first episode, she's kind of cold to Dina in some cases because she's like, I don't want to show love because I don't want to get hurt, you know? That's how she kind of came across, where it's like, I obviously have feelings for you, but I have to hide them and I have to keep these walls up in order to protect myself, you know, because I've been hurt by trusting people before. That's kind of the vibe I've gotten. And we know why she's got that vibe. But then again, we've had a lot of healing that she maybe went through, maybe she didn't. Even the therapist was like, yeah, I don't believe the thing that she says. But all at the same time, she's like, maybe she actually did make some progress in healing kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
The show's very inconsistent, unfortunately.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I do not like it. It's way too scatterbrained.
Yeah. We kind of went over on this review, but that's okay. What do we want to give this bitch a number?
We have to give this bitch a number. We gotta put it down in the depths. This is a 4.
A 4?
I'm giving it a 4.
Yeah, zombies
It's a
and
4.
I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay, you know what? Fine, I'll give it 5. I'll give it 5.
No! Don't you lie. Your posterity is on the line here, Sly.
You're right. I'm gonna own that 4.
You stick to your guns.
I stick to my guns.
What?
Isaac was the only redeeming quality of this.
Yeah, I
That
really
Seraphite
like
stuff, the WLF, I loved it. I wanted more. I wanted a whole episode of it.
in my fucking veins, man. Well, that's season 3 for you, baby.
Something to look forward to, baby. Yeah. WLF season. Woo.
Some Isaac, baby. Yeah, but there you go. That is a Foundry 4.5 then down the middle, or 5. Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave some support for the slugs, and we'll see you later on the next review. But until then, bye, guys.
Bye.